Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Good morning, Moseth. Good morning, Giles. Good morning, GA. Good morning, other people. I'm definitely a bit late this morning. Frustratingly, I worked on a lot of back-end stuff, and predictably, I broke some stuff. So, we are looking at some breakage. So I figure I better go ahead and get started. At least get live. Show that I'm alive here. Get to work on promotion. No, let's see. No news on Rise of the Dread Moon. No leaks on Rise of the Dread Moon. Not that I know of. I said something about leaks because some of my videos have been trending, specifically HeroQuest 2023, and I think I can't remember what the other one was, but it was indicative to me that people were searching for news on it, on the new expansion. And Carmine of Avalon Hill fame said, guess we better leak something, huh? But I haven't seen anything just yet. Doesn't mean there's not leaks out there. They're starting to have fun with dropping things in places that are hard to find. I'm okay with all those. I'm okay with all those ideas. Dread Warriors are tough. Whatever they do, the thing I think I would like the most from it is new sections for the board. Like, one of my favorite things about HeroQuest expansions is new board tiles with mechanics all their own, because then, like, after you have that room, you've got a built-in sort of mini game, a miniature room of mechanics and stuff. And bear with me, we're gonna do a lot of promotion. There's my server. All mine. New board sections like the revolving room. Yeah, like that. I would like for there to be a room where, like in Frozen Horror, there's monsters that roll. I haven't played Frozen Horror yet. I studied the book and then I forget memory issues, and then I don't remember what I think there's definitely a room where there are monsters up on top of a sort of ravine, and when you enter the room, you enter one side of the ravine, and you can get through and go to the other side, but you're at a disadvantage the entire time that you're in there. All right, the Bakin social media promotion. End of your stream. Game development in Bakin, RPG in a box, SGB, and HeroQuest builder, some gameplay, giveaways, and more. And when I say giveaways, I am planning on giving away more HeroQuest dice throughout the stream. I think I'll get rid of all of the rest of my HeroQuest dice this stream. Out of the, I think, 9 sets I was sent, the only ones I really want to keep are the black. right, and that's that. Let's go to blah, blah, blah. I won't go there. I'm not going to go there. I won't worry about advertising there. Grindal, get a Star Blossom Game Studios. There's a million channels in Star Blossom Game Studios. It's not Stay By My Side related. Polls, coffee and tea break, coffee station, community staff lounge, general, discuss anything. There we go. Create a post. Enter a message. A tag is required to post the channel. It is promotion. I'm promoting me. Snowcat Games. Snowcat. I bet I can promote somewhere in Snowcat's channel. Videos. Do you have a streaming? Blah, 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 blah. Not really. Guess it'll be videos. An alternate board, like on a haunted galleon? Yes, absolutely. Give me all the official alternate boards. I'm 100% on board with that idea. I'm going to end the stream now. Never was notified. YouTube told you to keep me in the loop. Failed. Sorry about that. That's my fault. I don't think that's YouTube's fault. That's my fault because I scheduled a stream using Restream, and then OBS did not connect to the stream that I had scheduled. I don't think. All right, cannot do that in his channel. I won't worry about advertising in some of the more niche servers until I'm actually doing the game development. Do I have any other places that I can share my link? Yeah, I can go to RPG Maker Culture and go to Other Showcase, and I can paste here. And I can go to Content Creators, Wolfhearts, Self-Promo Channel, Club Cthulhu, General Discussion. Pretty sure I can advertise here. Not really. Oh, I think I'm actually linked automatically, aren't I? Yes, I am. Bless him. Bless Cthulhu. Kane Raval can't really self-promote here, I don't think. That's fine, too. Josh Rife Hayes. Can I self-promote here? Is there a self-promotion? No. Video links. Ribby, yo! And also, wah! Oh, we're going to talk about the coffee. We're going to talk about the coffee here in just a mo. Dead games, fitness, dead games, video links. Yeah, that'll work. Paste there. Hopefully I don't get in trouble. Central Workshop, need to leave that server. It's dead. Homebrew, Beacon, other community servers. I don't think I can self-promote in Senpai Gaming. Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't think I can self-promote in Dubby. Oh, I can self-promote in Dubby. Well, I didn't know that. I did not know that. All right. So I'm going to close that. I'm not going to be able to like have eyes on Discord. My second monitor's got OBS up, and I need to have all of the information that I see on OBS. Really hoping for Ogre Horde and Wizard of More Argon, More Cargon. Heresy. I tend to agree. I want to see them modernized. I think I'm done. I think I'm Twitter. I'll go on Twitter. I'll go on Twitter as well. We have got some interesting things trending on Twitter. Andrew Tate, Twitch streamers, hey. Oh, hey. Twitch streamers is trending. Hopefully this is a big one. Instagram? Yeah, I could do that on Instagram too. That's a good idea. If I could spell Instagram. I'm gonna be doing this for a while. I mean, not the promotion part, but the streaming part. Instagram. Let's go onto the second monitor with that. Good morning, Melon. It's good to see you here. How do I make a post? You can tell how often I use this platform. How do I post on... Create. Oh, create new post. I gotta drag a photo. Oh, but I can just use my thumbnail, huh? Bink. That'll do it. Next. I don't want to crop it. Ah, you bastard. Ah. Zoom out. Fit it. Do it. 16 by 9. Yeah, that's more like it. Yes, 16 by 9. Thank you. Okay, next. Then I can give it an Instagram filter. Not worried about that. Next. Write a caption. Paste. Share. Accessibility? Everybody can see it. Share. I haven't even done anything, and I've got 11 people, so that's pretty cool. They could bring trolls to HeroQuest. They did bring it to Classic. It didn't make it to retail, but White Dwarf, the HeroQuest magazine one-shot, Marvel Winter Special, they gave you 3 Skaven varieties and a troll to use with stats for the European versions. HMX Misfit. Good morning. How is the map making going? I'm honored to be your background watch. Mage in the Mirror arrived last week. My Mage in the Mirror is, I don't know where it is. Maybe it'll arrive today, actually. I'm not sure. But now I can finally get into doing something. I've got an hour and a half before I'm going to take a break, drink a cup of coffee with the wife, and then I'll be streaming some more till 3 o'clock my time. So about an hour and a half of streaming. What should I do? I have a schedule, sort of. that I'd like to show you. Here it is, Notepad. I was going to play Stumpy the Squirrel this morning before my stream, but preparing the stream took up all of my morning, so I didn't get a chance to play Stumpy. So I guess I could play Stumpy this morning on stream. Edit, upload, won't be a point to doing that if it's live. SGB development, I'm going to be working on some Land of Extensia stuff. Depravia in Bakin development. HeroQuest giveaways, that's the dice. HeroQuest Let's Play book. Yeah. We'll do a little bit of, we're going to take a page out of Kurgan's book, no pun intended, and do some Let's Play of the HeroQuest book. And then some HeroQuest quest design. So we're just going to develop and play and give things away and give you guys some more resources for other stuff so you can continue checking out the cool stuff that you'd like to see, not just on my channel, but on other folks as well. And while I'm here, One Man Indie has been getting pretty deep into RPG in a Box stuff. He's been playing the games. His commentary is awesome. He has all this energy going in. And he was playing this pretty tough no save game. Fair, I would say probably a balanced game. I got to play it myself. I don't know what the difficulty truly is like, but he was dying left and right. He was just taking it like a champ. It was not getting him down. Free Wada, good morning. Happy end of 2022. Thank you for saying hi. Fiddling with that action battle system. 2023 HQ predictions. We're going to get Rise of the Dread Moon, and we're going to get at least one hero. We will get at least either one. I would like to say we're going to get 2 expansions and 2 heroes. That's what I would like to say. I think we'll see 2 heroes announced and released within the year. And I think we'll see Rise of the Dread Moon dropped, and then possibly the next expansion after that dropped before Christmas. And I think that it'll either be, they have got so many people from all these different sides telling them, give us everything, but give us this first. So what do? Are they going to give us US versions of Mage of the Mirror, Jesus, against the Ogre Horde and the Wizards of Morcar, or are they going to give us the Dwarf Quest Pack next? I kind of think they're going to go the Dwarf route. If they don't, they'll go the Ogre route. That's what I think. It's either going to be Dwarf or Ogres. And the reason I say Dwarf or Ogres is because the Ogres are mostly done. Like, well, I shouldn't say mostly. One out of 4 Ogres is done. 1 out of 4 Ogre models. That came with the Elf Quest Pack. But a Dwarf Quest Pack hot on the heels would make a lot of sense. It would make a lot of sense, in my opinion. I would like for that chat box to be smaller. Dwarf Troll Slayers, I don't think so. I think they would follow the... Well, probably not, actually. I think they would follow the model that the classics set forth, but they've shown they're not gonna treat the classic with 100% integrity every time. So actually, they probably would add their own flavors to it. So like with the dwarf stuff, I would like to see, I'm not going to speak on behalf of anybody else. I would very much love to see the Dwarf Quest Pack released with the intended characters and intended quests that it had. Yeah, the copyright is still Avalon Hills. It still belongs to them. So they could very easily bust out the 3 ogre types. So you'd have your ogre champion, ogre lord, ogre chieftain, but with US stats. and those would be the fluff enemies. And then the Dwarf Quest Pack main enemies, yes, that's what I'm getting at, is going to be the, would have been, rather, the, I got it wrote down. I don't know why I'm fiddling with memory issues. I wrote it down because I know myself. The Dwarf Warriors, the Rock Mole, the Stone Golem, and the Carnivorous Cave Worm. Those are your Hammer of Hadraka enemies right there. Those are the ones that I would love to see brought back. Oh man, Evolution Artist Productions, thank you so much for the 25 USD. Thank you, man. Boost this. Hybrid Battle Mage plus supply. HP and MP pots for today's stream. 2,500 iron coins supplied. These are copper. Are you trying to pull one over on me? Melon Toucan, no. But I was buying you coffee that you don't drink because you don't drink coffee. Thank you so much for the 10 USD. That's extremely kind, guys. Thank you. Oh yeah, I forgot. Subgraphics! I knew it'd come back to slightly limited viewership. I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. Integrity is an important thing to have. I hope I made it worth it. I appreciate the donations. Truly. Thank you very much. So here we go. We'll just zoom in on this because we've got just a little bit more time, and then I can hop right in to figuring out what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with SGB. So I can't zoom in anymore on my spreadsheet. But right here, direct your attention. These are the enemies that would come with the Dwarf expansion and then the Wizard expansion. And I agree with Giles. We don't need US versions of anything. But of course, if they bring them over, they're going to be adapted. Everybody who plays over here is going to be used to US rules. My thing is, and I've said this to Kurgan, I've said this to and Carmine. The quest books are non-denominational. There's nothing in a quest book that tells you how many hit points the expansion enemies have by default. There's nothing in a quest book that tells you which edition rules to use. That's in the instruction book. All that is. So your quest book, you can give that to your UK friends or your German friends or your Spain. And when they play, they don't have to think. They just have to play, and they'll be playing to their rule set. So, like, there's no mention in the Against the Ogre Horde rulebook about, well, Against the Ogre Horde is special because it's got the tracking system thing, but then, like, that applies no matter which version you are using. So just play the game. You don't have to have a US version. You're just going to get the quest book and play it. And you'll be playing it with the rules that apply to your version, no matter what it is. That's my opinion. I mean, I stand pretty firmly by that, but bias to Minotaurs, me too. I love them. And I got done yesterday painting, and I was painting so much. I did so much work on my miniatures yesterday. I'm only like a quarter done with all of my minis and kit bashing and stuff for my custom HeroQuest setup. I usually like to roll dice for enemies that each have their own semi-unique HP pool and IDM. Oh, really? That makes sense. And then I guess if you like choosing amongst the different sided dies, then you have min-maxes. Happy New Year. I would like to say your name, but I don't know how to pronounce it. You know what? Maybe I can look it up. Look it up real quick. I'm going to say good morning to my friend. Let's see if I can. I enjoy you poking a Tibia group with that after playing EverQuest. Tibia.
How do you say it? João.
João. Good morning, João. Happy New Year. Is that correct? Tibia. What is tibia? What is tibia? Yes. Okay. It's a bone. Okay. Evolution wants us to talk about tibia. Tibia is a bone in your leg. Oh, no. A pixel MMO. Okay, cancel the last 15 seconds of life. This needs likes of advanced HeroQuest tiles. So I got it. I was joking. I knew you weren't talking about leg bones. I was pretty sure you weren't anyway. Tibia is a free, massively multiplayer online role-playing game. What do you look like, Tibia? Well, I like the art. The female is pretty. The guy's very gusto. Our little barbarian down here is really cool. Except the cookies, that's fine. Huh. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. I will put this on my list to check out. Maybe we'll get to it today. For now, I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to open up SGB. And we'll bounce back and forth. I'm not going to spend like blocks of time on each thing. I'm here hanging out. We can shoot the crap about anything. It looks like a pretty cool MMO. I dig the pixel art style. Oh god, it reminds me of Ultima. That's so cool. Let's watch this trailer together. I'm gonna shrink myself down. Here I go. Ready? Whee! My chat is very interesting. Must listen now. I have about 25 appointments I need to input for 1/3/2023. That's cool. Thank you for lending me your visuals. So let me know, and I'll try to join you from time to time. Absolutely. Joint streams in Tibia. I'll make it a thing. My chat is really funky. Oh, that's funky. Giles McNeil is going to put me right into his pocket. Oh, Giles. Inquiring minds want to know what you might think about the current existing rules and jam details and the like that you have privy sensitive information to, if you've had time to peruse them. Being that it's the holidays and still the holidays, then I'm not worried about there being any rush on that at all. I'm just wondering if you've checked it out yet. It's no problem either way. But as I am transferred to a phone, I shall not expect an answer soon. Tibia is pretty fun. I'm not sure how much has changed after a decade, but it was fun at the time. Interesting. We have lots of Tibia players. I would like very much to fix my chat. When is the HQ jam? I'm not to put pressure on anybody, but as soon as I hear back from my second judge, and as soon as I have chosen a third and have shown them the rules and everything, it's got to be somebody who's okay with not being able to join for the prize. But I tell you what I've been thinking of doing is hosting a recurring jam. The very first one, kind of the important big one, and it's kind of, I think it would potentially upset people if I said that I was going to change the prize to just like dice and then offer the Guardian Knight prize in like the second jam or something. So I'm not going to do that. But the reason that I say that is because what? I thought that was something you volunteered to do. Unless I'm really, really bad at confirmation and communicating, which is, that's actually the case. So, I mean, that makes sense. I have Squidge Monster and tentatively Giles McNeil. But if you don't want to judge and you'd rather be a participant who could win, then that's fine too. That's totally fine. But I say 3 because 3 just makes sense. I don't mind judging if I can't find a third, or if I can't find that I prefer anybody else to be the third, but like I feel like it would be more fair if I was not judging and if I was more there to be kind of like a tiebreaker entity. All right, sir. Very well. I shall. Yes. I understood. On your time. I'm not in a hurry, and this knight is not going anywhere. He'll be here waiting for all. Maybe judge depending on free time reviewing. We got to play some HeroQuest first, Evo. We'll have to get in and play some HeroQuest. Maybe we'll get you Tabletop Simulator, which is something that I have, and maybe we'll open that and play around with it today. GA, what does judging involve? Choosing the best quest or something? I'm going to have some judgment criteria, which I have not come up with yet. And then the judges will see, they'll apply their interpretation of the criteria against the quests that are submitted. Mainly, I would like for there to be, I believe balance would be one of them. So like no matter how challenging the quest is, whether it's easy or hard, that way it's more accessible to meet this criteria. There's still balance. There's still reward if you can get through it. If there's a ton of monsters, there should be like a ton of things that kind of help you get through there. If there's no monsters at all, and it's just like this weird who murdered Madame Delaney, and you have to go question all of the goblins, or I don't know if anybody would do that sort of thing, but I mean, they could. That's kind of an idea that I had. Murder mystery, no attacking. You actually go and you chat with all of the monsters in the board, and you find secret doors, and you use your judgment to figure out that you make accusations. HeroQuest clue, almost. But they could do that as long as there's balance involved. So balance, and then a lot of it's about balance, actually. That's balance of difficulty. And I would say balance of like fun, but that's going to be something I need to work out mentally. The opinions will be subjective, but that's fine. So then the platform on which the jam will be hosted is itch. And itch.io allows me to set forth criteria that you can rate on a scale of 1 to 5. So I'll pick my judges through itch. They will have access to rate the quests. They'll be able to rate them all as soon as the judgment period begins, which is something to be determined. And the judgment period lasts a set amount of time that is also to be determined. It could be an hour. It could be 2 weeks. Or anything in between. But I would want it to be longer because I would want everybody to have a fair chance at playing the quests if they wanted to play them to determine their playability and how fun they are and judge them on those parameters. If we get like 100 people submitting quests and we've got 100 quests to judge, then that might take a long time. So the quests may not be judged on the actual playing of them, but rather experienced HeroQuest players should be able to see a quest, kind of mentally work through it, and say, yeah, this is something that I would like to try. This is something that would hit my table. And if that's the case, then I think that would be a fair representation of judgment. I'd love to fix my chat. I'm going to try to fix that real quick. I'm going to watch this Tibia thing with you guys real quick. We're going to see what this Pixel MMO is. I love that! It's just Ultima! Yes! Evo, we're gonna play this. Hell yes, we're gonna play this. I was sold in the first 5 seconds. I don't even need... I gotta shrink the screen down for you guys. Listen to that music. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm going to play. I'm going to play. I can play it right now. Skill leveling up as well, like RuneScape? Yes. Freaking A. I'm going to go ahead and call that a win. Tibia. I'll sign up. Activia. We're gonna open up Land of Extensia. Land of Extensia is a project that I'm making in Smile Game Builder that allows other people to use its content, its events, and its maps specifically as a springboard for their game. I currently have 7 different functions embedded in maps through common events. Common events need to be deleted. The common events need to be turned into events that are strictly on the maps, because if you're using Project Merge Tool, that's how they work. Started in 1997. We can talk more about this later. Absolutely, we will. We will talk about it later. I will pencil you in to talk about Tibia. I can't believe there's an MMO that looks like that. That's amazing. I've never even heard of it. first thing I'd like to do is playtest this. Land of Extensia is something that I built because I want people to have the ability to add new stuff to their game, their SGB project, and some of this applies to Bakin as well. So over time, I'll have a version for SGB and a version for Bakin, but just to help me, I'm going to work on the SGB version and import it into Bakin, and that's going to be the Bakin version, barring any events that break. So, right now, welcome to Extensia. This place was created to help people achieve their goals in Smile Game Builder. Read the signs to know where to go, or talk to townsfolk, explore the varied lands, and play with new mechanics. All of the events and systems herein may then be studied by opening the project file in SGB. You are free to use all of the events here for your own game, or edit them as you see fit. No credit, royalties, or attributions required. Now go learn, have fun, and get motivated. Ash. That's me. Alright, so to the hotbar map, a functional world-cross hotbar system. And this is kind of what I was talking about. To evolution. Are you ready to return to the hub? No. I have a hotbar system right here. It mimics Final Fantasy XIV's in functionality and visual. I'm giving you the icons that you can see on the screen. This is for use with the controller. So if you have experience playing Final Fantasy, you'll have experience using this system. This is tailored to be used with possibly an ABS. I'm going to need to make an ABS to go with it. I know that Melantukin and Hagons are creating ABS systems. This one's going to be for SGB though. And if it's clunky, it's clunky. But one thing that this will work for really, really well, even if you don't have an ABS, is you can have an active mining node, fishing system, whatever, and you can still have all of these different events assigned to these buttons. So you can still do things out in the world. And then on top of that, I've got some text on the upper left of the screen that tells you exactly what's being pressed. So that'll help you incorporate this into your game. If you hold down the shoulder key, the left set of icons lights up. And if you hold, that's the left shoulder key. If you hold down the right shoulder key, the right side of icons lights up. And then if you press another button at the same time, the corresponding button on that side of the hotbar will get slightly bigger, just to give you a visual on what it is you're pressing. Yeah. What I need to do is stop the hotbar from... I need to stop your character from moving whenever you have the shoulder button pressed and whenever you push up, down, left, or right. Because that... I don't want you to move around and use a skill at the same time, if that makes sense. So, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to go ahead and fix that. I'll do that for just a bit. I've also got some visual maps. I'm going to really throw a whole bunch of visual maps in here, and people can use those as default maps for their stuff too. I don't have them linked to this main map here. What's this one? To Tank Control Park. That one's for Darkand, who isn't ever going to use it, but to Time and Date Junction, to Swimming Central. The swimming one needs to be better. It needs to be a lot better. I need to do a jumping one. But we'll go ahead and fix up the... We're going to go and look at the add assets, common events. Whoops. Edit game data. Excuse me. We have a key press listen. That needs to be in its own map. So I'm going to make on a new map. Because I need to take that out, actually. Let's see. Or did I do that already? I better check. I have 4 events on this map that control the hotbar and everything that I just showed off. One of them is the... What are you? Displays text descriptions of inputs in upper left screen. That's on event sheet 1. That is if key press up, camera zoom in, and key press camera zoom out are all. Okay, so this is the one that shows you the text descriptions and it's listening for the inputs. That's all it is. I need to give it a name. I cannot give it a name. Not on here, I can't. Coffee talk, just keep sipping. Oh, there's coffee talk. Coffee talk. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. So my new sweetener should come in the mail today. On the first sip of Death Wish, I understood what was meant by no bitterness. It's a smooth coffee. It is not acidic. And it's really, really well balanced. This being the coffee that the Valhalla blend. All right, segue. Check out the second event, see what this is. This is the one that displays the images. All right. That's the image display. This is the one. These are the text descriptions and functions in action when the right hotbar is being used. Oh God. Okay, so I've got, this is the left hotbar. The other one's the right hotbar, right? Yes. That's why they're here, left and right. And then what's this one? This is simply the one that turns on the switch to enable the World Cross hotbar. Rather than that being there, we will display a message. We'll make this kind of apart from the other ones. The World Cross hotbar switch is, oh, I don't know. No sweetener for the first sip. Correct. I did not put any sweetener in it for my first sip. I gave it some tastes, but wifey told me I did not put in enough coffee. So, or rather, she said I used too much water. So we found it necessary to go ahead and add something sweet. Enter the text to display the message. I guess I won't have to do that actually. World Cross hotbar enabled on for here. I'll go ahead and put a message here. The WXHB hotbar is enabled. While on this map. The pumpkin. We also had the pumpkin yesterday. I went ahead and went over my 2-cup limit. and add a new map. I'm going to go ahead and put a house. I'm going to make a map of a house. Yeah, the pumpkin was different. We actually did not like the pumpkin, but that's mainly because we don't have the proper cream to put into it. We just have like mocha sweetener and like monk fruit and stuff that doesn't really go with coffee that well, I think. So to paste that there instead. To make that taste good to us, we'll need some very simple coffee creamer. And then be able to drink that pretty normally, I think. We're going to turn her right around. We're going to make this the start point. We're going to play test this room. Are you ready to return to the hub? No, I'm able to see everything being pressed in the corner of the screen. So now this has been made into a separate room, separate events. It's still listening for the key presses, but that's okay. I'm gonna go to the hotbar dungeon. Then when I return to the hub, is the hotbar switch still gonna be on? It will be, yep. Okay, well, how about that? Something's not right there. Something is not right at all. Let's go back to the hotbar dungeon. I've got to fix that. That's a bug. That's a bug. Hotbar ability activated for up. So I'm going to, on occasion, interrupt the stream just to kind of give any newcomers a summary of what's been going on. This is what I plan on doing today. Love my notepad schedule. We are developing Land of Extensia right now in Smile Game Builder. We'll be developing Depravia a bit in Bakin. We will be developing Ash and Nil a little bit in RPG in a Box. We will be doing some HeroQuest quest development. We're going to do some HeroQuest Let's Play from the role-playing book itself. A classic book that has a lot of choose-your-own-adventure style stuff, as well as a system to keep track of items and roll dice. And we'll be designing our quest campaign. If I said that already, then what I meant to say was we'll be doing giveaways. I'd like to do one giveaway now, but I need to figure out first what it was that Ward Icon wanted. What is Depravia about? Depravia is the story Depravia is going to be it's going to draw a lot from adventure game titles. And I actually didn't want to have any combat in it at all, but I'm writing a combat system anyway because I've been playing a game where the combat is handled very, very well. It's handled in an extremely balanced way. And I'm going to take that and use it. And I'm also wanting to challenge myself and make a combat system that's kind of like a turn-based Elden Ring or a Souls-like, where you can read tells from the enemy. They'll always have a sort of the same pattern. Read their tell, react appropriately. Read their next part of their tell and decide if you're going to continue on with what you're doing, commit to your action, or change your strategy, thereby giving you a chance to not only die very frequently, but also complete the game without getting hit once. That's my plan, is to come up with a system like that. But Depravia is about a group of priests that are part of the Church of Agape, Agape being the goddess of romantic love. And they're not necessarily loving, kind, good people. They're like combat priests. They're trained to do exorcisms and such because they are carrying out what they call the will of Agape, which is to eradicate the soul of Eros, who is the demigod of lust and destruction in this game. And you have to go out and find people that have been embedded with these shards of the soul of Eros. So they have a lot of Eros' soul contained, but it broke itself into many, many pieces so that it could go out and infect as many people as possible. And every time they think they've got him contained again, more of his soul breaks up and escapes. So they're constantly battling Eros' takeover. But like the rest of the world, they don't like the priests of Agape because, as the legend goes, Agape summoned Eros, whereas the priests of Agape believe in the dogma that Agape tried to stop Eros and sacrificed herself to do so. So the entire time that you're playing, you are meant, hopefully, to question your choices and your morals, and because you don't know if you're doing what you're doing for the right reasons. Like, it's paramount that Eros is taken down, but what you represent while you are carrying out your mission is something that I hope to be a point of conflict for the player. But Depravia, it's actually called Depraven, Chronicle of Depravia. That's a working title. It's kind of terrible, so it might change. But it combines depraved and haven, so kind of give you an idea of the setting. It is a fantasy. It is not modern. It's not futuristic. Now, what the heck was I doing? Oh yeah, I gotta go to Patreon. Awesome question, by the way. I have messages. What have I got? Ah. He did not say. Light green, light blue, or black. I want to make a system like Legends of Dragoon, but different with more inputs required. You can have defensive inputs as well. See, I like that idea, especially the defensive inputs, because you're adding a whole new dimension to what could be a predictable combat system, but now you've got it exponentially more complex, or at least the potential's there. Thank you. I do try to make my stories sound interesting. Okay. Part of the WXHB system. These are the function descriptions and functions. There's 2 events. It's gonna happen no matter what. Key down. I need to get rid of these, I think. Get rid of all the text descriptions. Maybe not, huh? Probably just leave them alone, huh? But then if I playtest, it should be that it works correctly out there on the world map. Right? C up, V up. Well, that works enough here, so I guess I'll keep that as is. Man, that's strange. They don't come with me. Okay, there must be another common event. Let's go into the edit game data. Key press listens, world cross hotbar UI. That's it. That's it right there. So this is the UI. Oh man. I use correct element in mind if I use same heal and weaker element damage within my project. Not ready for YouTube display for full enjoyment. No problem. But yours does sound really cool. And I can't wait for you to get it to a point where you believe it is YouTube ready. All right, here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to copy this common event into a normal event. Wish me luck. And that's a sync repeat. Edit game data. I've needed to do this for like ever. This is definitely a proper update for this system because it makes it more modular. Okay. Ooh, I forgot about the requirements. And there are requirements. All right, we'll get the logic copied first. In all 3 cases, it's key press camera zoom in L1 0, zoom out R1 0, and then 900 enabled. So it's 00 10 01. Gotcha. Gotcha. Add condition, variable box R1, add condition, event switch. 900 is on. I actually did that correctly. Very proud of myself. Ah! But we have to add them manually. There are 2 short clips for visuals on YouTube, though, teasers. Nice, I'll check those out right here on the stream. I'll show everybody. I'll show everybody your game. Whoops. I'm also going to be putting all of the switches and variables that I use into the 900s because I want them to be far out of the way of people's game dev stuff in the very top of their stuff, you know? Wish there's an easy way to change the hue of the models in Bakin. The hue, yeah, changing the color would be awesome. Maybe like an event panel that worked the same way as the subgraphics event panel, but just changing the hue. I keep putting the wrong one. Variable box, R1, on, that condition, event switch, 900. Animal in the Game Awards was great. Yeah, you can do the whole model. You just can't change the materials on the model, but that would be pretty cool. Just changing the materials would be, for some, that would have almost the same functionality as subgraphics. Because like in games like ESO, it's not like it's every piece of gear in ESO. For those of you who've played it, you'll know. But a lot of the gear in ESO, there's like only a handful of different types, and they just get reskinned. So like when they come out with a new dress, it's just got a new normal map on it, but it's the same long dress model. It's got the same mesh. It's got the same subgraphics. Almond skins stick to the throat. That was not a good idea. Thank you very much for the 2. Thank you. Shar is not awake. But if she was, she would roll her eyes. I don't think she would laugh at all. She'd just go. My antics. Yeah, she was like, yesterday, reading over the chat, she was like, no, I still can't repeat that. I still can't repeat the subgraphics. Inside joke. All right. Woof. Yeah. So for those of you who want me to scream subgraphics and yell out of the room, all you got to do is super chat and donate whatever. Done it twice. Got some almond skins in the throat. But now Shar will wake up here in about a little over half an hour, and then we'll have coffee together, and then I'll refuel and get ready for the long haul. This is just a precursor. So my goal for this map is just to have the one event that will turn the hotbar on, because I have the hotbar set to only turn on when a switch is turned on. That way it's not on all of the time. Because you might not want it on all the time. But you could turn the switch on, you can event that to turn the switch on, and then you'll be able to have your hotbar enabled. But for things like cutscenes and then like menus, layouts, things like that, if I get this into Bakin, you won't want those hotbars to be on the screen. You'll want different UI. And the noise of the hotbar should be away and apart from that. So that's there. Then it looks like I'm going to have the functionality divided between the left and right hotbars, because each one takes a ton of different sheets, which is something that could probably be made more elegantly. But, you know, I could probably just have like if statements. I would like to not do it that way, but I could. And then the one more event that does the appearance, and all of that appearance is handled by the one event only. So now I get to very, very carefully see if I did this correctly. I very carefully look over my common event, because once I take this out, it's gone. It's key press zoom in 0, 0, then 1, 0, which is the L1 sheet, then 0, 1, which is the it's the R1 sheet. Typo. I caught the typo in the original. Nice. Go me. Switch 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. All right, we're going to edit that. R1 is being pressed. Apply OK. All right. Yeah, this is just a silly inside joke. I love character customization, and Bakin comes with something that we've been wanting in Smile Game Builder for years, literally, called subgraphics. And if you use RPG in a box, this works similarly to attach points. I think attach points in RPG in a box have slightly more control that they give you, but the subgraphics allow you to use an event panel to turn on and off graphics on your character that may or may not have their own collision. And so when you think about this, this means that whenever you equip a piece of gear and you have that piece of gear tied to, say, a common event, you can event it to where when your player puts on the gear, it shows up on their character. All right, this is mind blow number 1. Hold on, I gotta grow up. I have to grow. Streamlabs is not working. My Stream Deck's not working again. Yay! I love it when my Stream Deck breaks. It's done it as many times as it hasn't so far. So it's a 50-50 chance that it's going to work on any given day. Extrapolate this. So when your character equips a sword, now their model can have a sword, as long as you've got the sword model to add to it. A helmet. Now the helmet shows up. Now, let's say you built your character to be bald, and you have it to where they're bald by default. You could choose to stay bald, or you could have different haircuts, or you could have different hair colors. We've already discussed, obviously, that you can't just change your color. This would be a great use case for that, though. You can go to a barber shop, as I like to call them in-game. You see the same thing in like character customization at the very beginning of the game. You're finally awake. And you can have different hair as a subgraphic. You just turn on the hair when the player chooses, picks left or right. Turn off the subgraphic. Change the position of the cursor on the back end by adding to a variable. Analyze the position of the current variable. If it's now set to position 3, that's blonde hair. Good morning, Everton. How are you today? It's good to see you. Choking down some almonds. So maybe I need to hydrate more. So now they show up with blonde hair, and that'll stay. That'll stay on their character until such a time as they visit a barbershop again, or maybe they never do because you don't give them that opportunity, you evil person. And they've customized their character, though. They've made the game theirs because now they have a character that represents them more, or represents whatever they want to be in this fantasy land. It's not mandatory. Of course, if you're telling a very specific story about a specific character, then you don't need character customization. It's only in those stories where that sort of thing is vague and doesn't matter that it's really, really nice to have. I wrote a book about a young lady named Ashley. Yes, I know. Who it's got tones of, well, the book doesn't have it, but the overall story has tones of reincarnation and reliving through like eternity. And when I played Elden Ring for the first time, I made Ashley in Elden Ring. So I play my character Ashley, and I learned that this was like serendipitous. It was perfect because when you die in the game, you get to just start right over. No other Tarnished gets to do that. But you, a Tarnished of no renown, you arise. So you basically get to be alive infinity. I'm sure it's not part of the lore that your character does die and gets back up, but the feeling is definitely there. The feeling of turning runes to power and all of the other Tarnished and recusants and invaders and people who show up as enemy Tarnished that you defeat. They don't get that luxury. They stay dead. Writing about me, I like subgraphics. Yes, I do too. Everybody should like subgraphics. Everybody should like attach points, and everybody should like subgraphics. Ribby, I did back the Elden Ring board game. I did something very sinful. I ordered an extra copy of the Dragon Keel expansion. I'm going to sell it as soon as I get it because it's exclusive. And I'm going to let people go ahead and pay whatever they want to pay me for it. Cardinal sin in the game, in the board game world. I know. I just did it with the one expansion, and only because I backed the highest tier, and it was really expensive. So I need to make a little bit of that back. But I did back the Elden Ring board game. There was no way I couldn't back the highest tier. I have loved Elden Ring, and I have not had as much fun with the game in a long, long time. Over 400 bones. Oh, I don't want to talk about how much it was after it was over 500 bones. That's not a flex. I should be ashamed. All right, key press up, zoom out. Let's see how this works, because I'm going to delete the common event. Bye. Ashley is your birth name. I figured. Well, it's nice to meet you, Ashley. I like the name. I was the name I chose for the main character of my book is an amalgamation, haha, of my initials and a friend from my youth whose middle name was Lee. She was really into like Alice in Wonderland, Lolita stuff, and I wrote like a short fanfic about our OCs. More hers, but back then I named the character something else. And I put it on DeviantArt, and I posted like song lyrics and crap to go with it. It was really emo. But much later, I really wanted to take that story that I wrote and turn it into something that was more like just mine, and it used my characters. The name is still kind of there in tribute, but it's very much a different character. All right, I'm going to test play this map. I hope it doesn't break. I spent a long time on that system. But you should not do anything with common events if you plan for things to be modular and share them with other people. Okay. 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 All right. Rotate left and right don't have... Rotate left and right don't do anything, and that button stays on the screen. So officially, I have broke something in my right buttons. What did I break in my right buttons? What makes the left side work okay, but not the right? Huh, interesting. Guild Wars guidebooks, when those were a thing, and all XP games was about the closest stuff was about 400. Oh, Games Workshop. Yeah, Games Workshop has always loved your money. Games Workshop has always loved you opening your wallet. Oh. I simply have not made those graphics for that side. Why not? Why didn't I? Well, that's something I gotta do. Is that the same for this one too? Yes. Yes, I don't have the rights done for some reason. Well, I've spent some time in this, and I kind of know what I need to do. So I'm gonna make myself an event that just kind of picks up where I left off and tells me what it is I need to do. And we'll put a note here. So we'll put a note, because I love notes. Oh, you did mean Guild Wars. Guild Wars guidebooks, when those were a thing. Wow, I didn't think you could spend that much on Guild Wars stuff. I thought that was more, I thought they were more friendly. Hello. Toe Tutu. I'm an artist from Star Blossom Empire. I am a humble voice actor. Oh, and by the way, guys, the game in which I do voice act has a demo that is released. It comprises Chapter 1 of the entire experience. It's called Stay By My Side. And I don't know if I was hired for voice lines for the demo. I don't know where the voice lines are. I haven't played this version of the demo. I played a very, very early version, and they changed a lot. They changed the engine, and it sounds like they re-recorded some of the main character voice lines, unless they just still use Lily's old VA in the trailer. because I thought that that's somebody that they replaced. Collector's Edition. Oh, Collector's Edition. Yeah, those will run you. The things we do for the love of gaming, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Graphics for the buttons need to be properly placed. Graphics for the buttons need to be properly placed. Graphics for the right hand buttons need to be properly placed for both the L1 and R1 events. That is what I know about so far. Visually, if I get it all working visually, then I can start working on the functionality of it. And that won't be hard because the visual is done through functionality. So we're basically already there. All right, we're going to throw this house into this folder. And we're going to call this one, not house 3, but display input. And now I need to make this, I need to make a warp to this map in Extensia Town Square. We'll go ahead and put that here. We're going to grab this door and sign. Copy them and paste them here. Rotate them. Bring them out just one tile. Grab the sign, move it over. I'm going to grab this road. Actually move these over just a little bit. I'm going to make a T on the road instead of what it is. Objects, decoration? Yes. No rush, but display each page of mine has the 2 videos as well. Okay. I will check that out. I gotta shrink myself down. Whee! I shrink. This creator is killer. Support, support, support. No, their stuff is super helpful to the community. Thank you for the kind words. I really try. I really just want to arm everybody else with the knowledge. The sweet, sweet knowledge. And it's kind of pretentious of me, too, at times, I know. But that's a barrier that, you know, I can handle that myself. I don't mind if some folks are like, man, how annoying. I can deal with that. Edit the event, my dude. Edit, oh man. That was strange. Well, we're gonna warp you to the new display input map right there. And now I have updated Land of Extensia. Let us save the project file. I do need to fix my hotbar. I don't want to distribute this until I've fixed the hotbar, so I'm not going to do that. He's all right. Yeah, I'm definitely not as up to speed with Bakin, despite having went through the beta. I spent my time divided between the like every pirate bird I've met. Always versus the captain. Damn, that is great. That was smooth. That was fast too. Rapier drop. No, I spent my beta time divided. I really honed in on just like the stuff that I needed to do for the tutorials, and the functionality was not there on some of the things that are now there. And when it launched, my whole build was like, where'd that stuff come from? Oh crap. So there's definitely stuff that others, there's a lot of stuff, most of it, that others in the community excel at, and I learn from them way more than I could hope to have anybody else learn from me. Melon and Hagones are like top tier in this. And there are others. Zeke is pretty impressive. I don't know what everybody knows. I just know that everybody has like a strength that they bring to the community, and that's so cool. Melon does a lot of community support, which is really, really cool to see. HM Misfit got so distracted making your forest. That's good. That's awesome. If it helps you make your forest to have me droning on in the background, and then by all means, I'll take it. I've added something to this. I'm going to add a visual map as well. Actually, I'm not going to add a visual map. I'm going to start. Yeah, I am. I'm going to add a visual map. So we're going to go ahead and add a new map. We'll use a template map. We'll make it, let's say, I don't know. We'll do this one. And I'll just go straight to it. It's called Dungeon 13. I'm going to change the... Oh man, I need to take a break. I tried right-clicking the stream to move the map around. I do it all the time. Don't worry. It's so embarrassing. Like, there's nobody around, but then it's like, am I really that stupid? Whenever I click the taskbar in YouTube videos and stuff, I'm like, let me try. Like, video pauses. Ah, crap. I would like for there to be a witch's house. Oh, you know what? Let's delete that real quick. Let's do a different map. Let's do... do a desert town? I'm just a voice actor in Discord. Are you in Discord doing voices? What's going on in Discord, by the way, right now? Let's move those voice channels up. Let's move those voice channels up. Let's collapse the archived content and the adult content. Move it up to right under the chat, I would say would be a great place for it. Right under the chat category. Someone asked what green screen I'm using. I'm using Newer. It's a huge one. It's cumbersome and a pain in the butt to adjust and stuff, but it's the only thing that lets me actually move around and have my 16:9 camera and everything, and you can't see behind it. So you can have a green screen that's like right behind your chair, and that sort of thing's fine. That'll work. If it's one of those like slides over the chair and it keeps itself open, like fanned open, that's fine. That's fine. Newer, Neewer. They are a brand on Amazon, and they sell green screens. But the one I use is like 9 by 12, I think. Or it's 7 by 10, maybe. It's one of those. And it comes with 2 tripod extendable deals and a bunch of bars that you can link together and put between those tripods at the top. And then the green screen, you can maneuver it over the top, and then there are like these large clamps that come with it, and you can clamp it in place. That's what I have. That's what I use. It also comes with a black and a white green screen for photography. So it comes with a green, a black, and a white. The green works great. The chroma key works fantastic. You can see whenever I zoom in. Bleh. Excuse me. But like, so this is me with no filtration, with a filter, which I know Evo can't see because he's at work. But anytime I zoom in, artifacting and stuff, you see like just at the very edges, like around my chair right here-ish. That's because of the chroma key. But that's an editable filter in OBS, which you're viewing the OBS filter right now. I'll turn the filter off, and you can see what it really looks like. I always do the wrong one. I always do the wrong one. You watch the dice roll rewards video. Well, I will video capture device. I will show off everybody else. I think I paid about 70, 80, and I think it was worth it because it served its purpose very well. I've been using it for about a year now. So just to give you an idea, very big green screen. What I think I would like to do is have my setup against the wall, and then I would kind of like to turn it around. It's against the wall already. But I almost want to have it up against like where I'm against the wall, and then I paint the wall green, and then that way I have so much less I have to fiddle with. Kind of my idea. And then for OBS filters, just for those who don't know, it looks like this. Yeah, green screen. I've got it. It's just hanging. It's just hanging here. I've got a little bit of the cloth clips, kind of keeping it tethered and taut. Not really taut, but as taut as I like. I'm comfortable with it being up right now. Otherwise, if it just hangs, you'll see like a big ripple, a big sort of crease. You can see them anyway, but you want there to be as few of those as possible because your chroma key is going to work best on like one color, and the rest of the colors that are close to that one fall under a tolerance, and you can set that tolerance to be higher. Hi, Wrath of Wood. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Talking about nerdy camera stuff. But the tolerance will eat into things like your chair and your hair and your microphone, because those things will have a value of green near them. Nerd Mansion, welcome to the stream. Good morning. And the shadows that you're also trying to encroach into, it's not that your microphone like has green in it or that your hair has green in it, but you've got these shadows that you need to get rid of. And if you're just doing one color, then all the lightest parts of the green screen will go away. And if you turn that tolerance up, it'll start to encroach on the shadows and get rid of those for you. And then it'll start to encroach on you. So you have a fine balance. You have a fine balance, and if you move your lights, you need to look at your filter again and make sure that it's as good as possible. So your lights, if they stay exactly where they are, and if your green screen stays exactly where it is, and you don't move around causing any extra shadows, then you're good. But like to Wrath's point there, kind of wondering if painting the wall is easier, I would paint the wall and I'd have a light shining down on the wall that would not cast any shadows from me. It would be way above, like a light curtain almost. And then I guess I wouldn't really be able to help it. I'd still have lights pointing at me. I'd still have shadows cast on the wall. You don't have like a lot that you can do about it. Maybe a backlight, because you've got your key light, you've got your fill light. I don't use a backlight currently because I green screen. I guess I could use a backlight and still green screen. I guess I'd get an outline or something. Cheers to Ward Icon. Congratulations, sir. Yeah, the wriggles, the wriggly bits back there, they have natural shadow because when they contour, that affects your light. It's such a pain in the butt. It's a pain. It's a pain. I do wish it was a panel and not a sheet. I do wish it was actually just a matte panel that absorbed light and didn't reflect anything, and then like not absorbed light, but just didn't reflect it. So then, yeah, I guess it would absorb it. Dirt. And not a sheet that moved around like it does. But then it would be impossible to control. So, collapsible, I guess you could make a collapsible one. You could also buy, if you've got the money and the inclination, they have these ones that set up like easels. It's just one stand, and then it has this very large horizontal bar that's really thick, and you take like these tabs, and you just pull down, and the green screen rolls out of it. Putting light in the chromas, how they work better. Also, hi, Merry Questmas. Merry Questmas, Danny Paraiso. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you here. I will be doing some HeroQuest quest building today. Next is the green bodysuit. Yeah, the green bodysuit's a must-have. I have to have that. I got to get the green mask, and then film my videos upside down so I can have like the mouth character and put the googly eyes on my chin. Anybody just dropping in is not going to understand any of that. The beauty of streaming. Okay, so since Danny's here, I'm going to take a break. Yes, Eudochio. I'm going to take a quick break from the Bakin and from the nerdy camera chat. And or from the SGB, rather. And it's okay. That's what the stream is all about. It's casual. I'm poking around, doing random stuff. Anybody who can drop in, I hope that they drop in. We're going to develop. I got to go back to my plans for the day. We're doing SGB development in Land of Extensia. We're actually doing that now. We'll be doing some Depravia development in Bakin, Ash and Nil development in RPG in a Box, HQ giveaways, HQ Let's Plays from the book, and HQ quest design. Very soon, I'm going to go wake up wifey and we'll have a spot of coffee. We were just talking about what we would like to see in 2023. Well, we talked about that a bit ago. But somebody brought up ogres, the Wizards of Morcar and against the ogre horde. Said I would love to see those as well. Many people would like to see those come back. I do think that Avalon Hill are considering it. I predict that we won't see them in 2023. I'm probably wrong. I know that they have plans quite far out. I know that Chris Nadeau himself told me how accurate I was with my predictions, and it was kind of low, and I predicted a lot of stuff. It was like a 60% pass rate on my predictions. So I'm like, interesting, very interesting. But so the Dwarf Warriors, Rock Mole, Stone Golem, and Carnivorous Cave Worm, I believe we will see those in the Avalon Hill Dwarf Quest pack. But if we don't, when Avalon Hill have already proven that they don't have to respect the source material 100%, and many people I know are going to say they don't have to respect something that was unreleased. I get that. But if they don't, I would be slightly annoyed. Because somebody was approved, they had things going, and then, it got canceled way back in the day, and it was never going to come out commercially after that. But we have a chance. We have a shot at seeing a remake or a remade version of the property bring out the thing that was canceled. And I would hate to see a lot of changes to it, other than the quests that needed to be play tested and all that. The Spanish community, a fan made those European HeroQuest packs remakes on the works and almost ready. Well, great. I was looking through my minis yesterday because I actually did a lot of work on my minis. I've been doing a lot of kit bashing and a lot of painting because I'm creating these factions here, all of these factions. This is the faction that I worked on the most. It's Skinks, Lizardmen, and Serpentmen, and I want a dragon to be in that faction as well, but this is for the classic HeroQuest and not for the modern. And I realized what I would like to do is 1-to-1 match the amount of monsters and the frequency of the monsters in a given, what I'm calling a faction, to the old expansions. But there's no need to double up on some of these, because it's like Mage in the Mirror. I had ogres in with my collection. I took them out. I'm going to use the ogres from Against the Ogre Horde because there's already 4 ogres there. There's already an ogre chieftain, champion, and lord. Those ogres would have been in the dwarf expansion. So what I'm going to do is say that the elf expansion has 4 unique enemies: giant wolves, elf warrior, elf archer, archmage. I'm going to say the Frozen Horror has 4 unique enemies, which, yes, I know the archmage does not have a character card and stats, but still. The Ice Gremlins, the Polar Warbear, the Yeti, and the Frozen Horror. And then the ogres get to have their own faction based on Against the Ogre Horde alone. The Wizards of Morcar get to have their own faction based on the Wizards of Morcar alone. Sinister Sorcerers would have me include 3 Ratmen, 2 Giant Spiders, 2 Minotaurs, and 1 Sabretooth. And now I run into a problem, because I'm not going to double up on the Sorcerers, because I already have 4 Sorcerers. But the Ratmen, the Ratmen are Skaven. There's no way that they're not Skaven. And I already have a Skaven faction. So now I can't do the Ratmen. The Giant Spider and the Minotaur, I've got those already in my Warhammer Quest, Bats, Spiders, Rats, and Trolls from the Dungeon Denizens pack. I can't do that. The Minotaur is in there. The Sabretooth is the only one from Sinister Sorcerers that I'll be able to bring over as a unique model. Everybody else is already being used by by factions that I made up before I was aware of what came in the Sinister Sorcerers group of monsters. So I have some issues to work out with my system, because what I would like to do is have a new faction for every faction that already existed, a new faction for every old faction. Body points is not my measure of difficulty, so I'm okay with two monsters having the same body points. I know some other folks like to go, well, this quest has X amount of body points, and therefore you've got to get through that, and that's how hard it is. And I've never understood that, because like your orc and your goblin both have one body point. They are not the same difficulty. They're not. Your skeleton has one body point. He's not the same difficulty as the orc and goblin. These are three different monsters with three different stats other than body points. The amount of body points is not the determiner of the difficulty. The cost of miniatures is one thing I did not get into, since I have enough art mediums that pull up my pockets when I do spend money. But they're not cheap. Snake skin, like from Parker D&D Forbidden Forest expansion. Snake men. The snake men are from Dark World, Village of Fear. I love the Dark World monsters aesthetic. I kind of like the Parker D&D aesthetic. Like, I like it about here. And then the Dark World aesthetic I hold up here. It's not that I'm saying it's better. It's just I like it more. I like how the heroic proportions... I like how the scale of the characters matches pretty closely to the HeroQuest ones. As far as the monsters go, you put the skeletons side by side, and you've got some very similar skeletons. The D&D ones, I don't know what it is about them that I hesitate. I don't want to put any of the D&D, the Parker minis in my game. But I did steal from Dark World, and I did steal from Dragonstrike. I'm using the Death Warriors from Dragonstrike as Draugr in my HeroQuest expansion. And they're right here in the yellow right above my head. Draugr, Tomb Kings, and Vampire Counts. I'm probably going to change that. I'm probably going to do. But I really got to figure out what I'm doing with the Ratman, Giant Spider, Minotaur, Sabretooth. I guess I'm going to make the exact same... I can't make that because my Skavens are split up into 4 different types. I've already bought my Skaven. I'm not going to go back on that. I've got 12 Skaven Warriors, 1 Grey Seer, 2 Rat Ogres, and 1 Packmaster. They're all going to be able to be on the board, have different stats, different configurations, different abilities, different reasons to want to murder them. Raphael Leonardo, what an awesome name. Good morning, welcome to the stream. We're going over a lot of things all at once. Snotlings, night goblins, black orcs. I need a model painter. I am no model painter. I gave my factions single colors. I finished the teal ones yesterday, so I finally have, well, I say that, but I still need to acquire a dragon. I still need a dragon. And I'm looking for a very specific dragon, and he's not going to be cheap, and I'm not going to be able to buy him for quite a while. But a very specific dragon that I'm going to glue to an oversized HeroQuest base and paint teal, the same color as the other monsters in this faction. And then these guys are going to take up basically half of an expansion, half a campaign worth of content. Elementals, I don't have any elementals. There are golems, stone golems in the dwarf expansion, so I'll source classic minis to stand in for them. I need to go find out what their stats are, if that information has been made public, what their stats were intended to be, and somehow, some way get cards to represent them. I still have so much work to do. I mean, I got a lot of work to do. We're going to go ahead and paint this cell green because I got these guys already done. The red cells in my spreadsheet indicate that I don't have the model, and on the left column and the right column, it means that they're not ready. There we go. There's also tree men and shambling mounds. Yeah, I am staying away from the D&D stuff mainly. I'm taking a very strange road that probably only makes sense to me. I'm using talisman miniatures for heroes. I'm going to use Warhammer Quest expansion characters for heroes, so like the Witch Hunter and stuff. And I'm going to figure out what the stats will be. But like, I don't want to go so far into Warhammer lore, even though I do recognize that HeroQuest is loosely based on Warhammer fantasy lore. Loose. I don't want to have like references to Tzeentch and Nurgle and Khorne and stuff. I don't know. I don't want to incorporate the lore that way. I still want it to be a HeroQuest player's game, not a Warhammer Quest player's game. So my campaigns will utilize non-Warhammer terms. But I will say that I really, really like the Lord of Change. And I think for an expansion, one of the ideas that I had was, for a faction rather, have these 4 champions that are very dangerous. And you asked me who's the strongest monster in my spreadsheet. I don't have stats for him yet, but it's going to be the dragon. The dragon is essentially going to be unbeatable. It's going to be the focus of Descent of Dragons, which is my second campaign. That campaign pays a lot of tribute and a lot of homage to other board games and their dragon-related themes and quests. But when the dragon lands, the goal is not to beat the dragon. It is to get out of there. So the dragon is likely going to be something that cannot be killed. Although I probably will have like a scenario at the end of the book where you can kill the dragon, and I'll look through the mythic tier quest book to see what they gave the dragon for combat. See that the BPs don't measure in BPs. It's got to be a balance between what is attack dice, what is defense dice, what are the abilities he has, and just sitting there whittling away at BPs. But the thing that really, really is going to matter is, are you going to break through those defenses first? So I need to know what Joe Manganiello gave his dragon, if you can even fight that one. And if you can't, then I'll go through there. But that's not, my process isn't to start with the BPs though. My process is totally different. It's why I shy away from talks about BPs. It's totally different. It depends on kind of where also I intend players to play this quest. The difficulty of the first quest in the first campaign, which you can download right now on itch.io, is matched to the trial. But the second quest is not going to be matched to the rescue of Sir Ragnar. It's going to be matched to, well, nothing. I'm going to go up from there. Yeah, if you've got it handy, I've got the mythic tier stuff. I've got it in my contemporary HeroQuest box, so I don't have the quest book out like I have the classic stuff. But if you've got it handy, that would be cool to see. By the way, if anybody wants to wink, wink, nudge, nudge, send me a link or get me in touch with somebody who can create a classic version of the Mythic Tier books. That is something that I would be very, very interested to have. Let the first giveaway commence. I'm going to go take a break. It's going to be a while. Venom 96654. 9 movement. 6 attack, 6 defend, 5 body points, 4 mind. 6 is pretty high. Yeah, 6 is pretty tough. That's a tough dragon. I would never give that dragon 20 BP. 9 is a high amount of movement, too. Like, that dragon's chasing you down. Someone just stole your thunder. I'm sorry, GA. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. Six attack and 6 defend is huge for a monster. So those might be the stats I use. And in fact, I'll go ahead and give this stat a comment. And we'll do... Is that Prophecy of Telor? No. Yes? No. The book is going back now. Sorry, thank you. Is there only one dragon? Is there not a second dragon or more dragons? Is it just the one and they named him Venom? COPD. That's a very unfortunate shortening. All right. 96654. One dragon. There's only going to be one dragon. It's going to be an expensive dragon. I'm only going to buy one. I've already got one, but he stays with my Talisman 3rd edition Dragon's Tower expansion. We don't talk about that dragon. I actually need to try to put him together. Somebody did a horrible job just covering this guy in like some kind of weird ass material. And they made him to where he cannot be put together. So I've got to throw him into some alcohol or something and melt that crap off of him and then get to work. I am a 6 out of 10. All right, I'm going to shut this and save this, and then I'm going to go... When I come back, I'm actually going to rename this to Desert... I'm going to rename it to Whip. We'll build this out together later. When I come back, we will begin work on the HeroQuest campaign on HQuest Builder, Part 2. And that's going to be 11 o'clock my time, so about an hour and 44 minutes from now. But I got to go make sure that I got like lunch and coffee and all that stuff. Is there not a rule for ground versus flight for dragons? There is not a rule in HeroQuest for attacking flight creatures. That is something I'm going to have to bring in for my homebrew roleplay system. It kind of needs to be, though, doesn't it? There needs to be a flight block that you can stand your mini on, I think. So I'm going to end the stream for now, and when I come back, it's for the long haul. I don't want to leave the stream on because... maybe I will. Maybe I do want to leave the stream on. No, I don't want to leave the stream on. I don't want to make an impossibly long stream video that's got a lot of dead space in it. So when I come back, the first thing that we're going to do is give away more dice. Okay, guys? And we'll do that on the stream. We're not gonna wait around and do it later and stuff. But I'll get back on and I'll start sharing to the HeroQuest Facebook pages because I'll be making a quest in HQuest Builder and we'll be doing the giveaway live. I will enjoy my break. Thank you, Melon. All right, guys. I'll be back. Thank you for dropping in and chatting with me, keeping me busy, keeping my jaws flapping. Transition. Subgraphics! It's incredible the amount of control that I have given people over me right now. Subgraphics. Subgraphics.